The next song that we're going to sing together has been chosen by my friend Jane, the same Jane who got me started on this musical singing journey. So thank you, Jane, for choosing this very beautiful and fitting song. You know, as we travel along life's journey, what we sometimes forget is that each of us have been called for a special purpose. There's a work for us to do, and God calls us to do it, but sometimes we ignore it. And then when we do get into the flow of things, as it were, we're so busy rushing about that we forget to tell others about the love of Jesus. Of course, there are other times when we are placed in a certain situation and we find our work dull, boring, and meaningless. What we must remember is that when God is in it, it doesn't matter what work we are doing, even if it seems insignificant, it has much value. Possibly you have come to that stage in your life where you're no longer needed in the working staff, and you've been either laid aside from work, or you've been made redundant, or you've become old and you've been told to retire, or you had to retire. You find yourself worn from toil and care from many years of service, but there is still a work that you can do. And finally, when the work here is ended, we hope that we will hear that welcome voice saying, "Well done, my child. Welcome home." You know, this hymn was written in 1924 by Kittie Suffield. And the focus, of course, of her song was on working for the Lord, missionary service, and encouraging those who serve the Lord. It was also based on the parable or the story in the Bible which records how the disciples thought that there was nothing they could do to feed the multitude. But there was a little boy who just had a few loaves of bread and fish. The Lord took that little and multiplied it. You and I are also called to do our part, and with the Lord's help, He will multiply it and bring great and mighty works out of whatever we do. So, please join me as we sing, "Little is much when God is in it." In the harvest field now ripening, there's a work for all to do. Hark, the voice of God is calling to the harvest, calling you. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it His own. 'Cause little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it if you go in Jesus' name. Are you laid aside from service, 41 from toil and care? You can still be in the battle, in the sacred place of prayer. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it if you go in Jesus' name. When the conflict here is ended and our race on earth is run, He will say, if we are faithful, welcome home, my child, well done. Little is much when God is in it. Labor not for wealth or fame. There's a crown and you can win it if you go in Jesus' name. So never underestimate the role you play in the lives of your family members, your friends, your community, your work. And no matter where God has placed you, do your very best. I hope you remember this. God bless and take care.